Amendment 752, clerk will read.
On page 14, beginning on line
Last
40,
line.
internal references accordingly.
The good member from the 20th to move adoption of the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move Amendment 752.
It's been moved and seconded we adopt Amendment 752. Remarks. The good member from the 20th, Representative Abbarno.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So earlier this year, we finally funded the working family tax credit, and I'm proud to have voted in favor of giving money back to our working families in our communities. It's their hard-earned money. It's their tax dollars. Giving back feels good, especially when it's not your money. Unfortunately, working families have given Olympia so much of their hard-earned money over the years, many have forgotten that it is their money. So my amendment renames the climate investment account the taxpayer fairness account. What it would do is after the first $500 million per biennium is directed to the carbon emission account, the remainder of that will go to working families to support them. I was happy to hear from the other side of the aisle the admission that we have an upside down and backwards tax system that's been created over many years, including this own session. Of course, I was disappointed to see another tax increase, an income tax, pass, and now today, a potential 66 cents per gallon increase. Madam Speaker, today, again, another tax increase, another cost to working families. It's disingenuous to give money through working family tax credits 1 week, then take it back by.
Please do not impugn the motives of others. Please proceed.
Okay, we gave money back through the working family tax credit in 1 week, and now we're taking it back by increasing working families' fuel costs by even more. And it's not going to go to bridges and roads like we think. It's not. It's going to transportation alternatives. So I'm sorry to commuters, they're not going to get the roads and bridges they think they may get in this bill. What they're going to get is 66 cents a gallon increase. Speaker, I hear upside down and backwards tax system yesterday. Well, this amendment gives a chance to help right side up and move our tax system forward for working families. Kitchen table discussions over family budgets and bills are tough. Difficult decisions are made. There are a lot of people struggling. And we just patted ourselves on the back for giving a worker family tax credit. Now we're taking it back. It was long overdue. Today, this body may be voting to take that tax credit back in this increase. Because in less than a year, the average household with 2 cars is going to have to give back that working family tax credit and much more. And they're not going to see the improvements to roads and bridges like our promise. The time for regressive rhetoric is over. The day for action is now. Let's not raise any more taxes and layers of new regulations. Join me by investing in families and communities around the state, and please vote yes and commit to working families.
Thank you. Additional remarks. The good member from the 20th, Representative Abbarno.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've heard a lot about the upside down and backwards regressive system. We've heard it now for quite some time. Products of layers of taxes and regulations, years of tax policy from Olympia negatively impacting our workers and our families. The regressive system was created, again, over decades and can't be unwoven right away. Now, many of the same who are condemning it are continuing it today with a cap and trade. To provide relief and make a more fair system, we need to cut taxes for people who need it most, not add layers. The 66 cent per gallon can devastate families, especially in rural areas where teachers drive to school, nurses drive to hospitals. There are really few more regressive taxes than this. Today, if passed, this bill is going to make our state even more upside down and even more backwards. We're in Olympia virtually. We serve as stewards of the public trust, fiduciaries for our neighbors' money, advocating for many overburdened communities. My zip code here to protect their future and expand their opportunities. My job is to make sure that money is protected and invested wisely. But today, we have the opportunity to make this legislation better, to invest in our workforce, where there's little to no investment in this current bill on workforce development, to return taxpayers' dollars back to them, back to working families who need it a lot more than we do, and absolutely know better how to spend it than we do. We have the opportunity to invest in safety and improving our transportation infrastructure like roads and bridges, and this bill doesn't do that. To truly define what an overburdened community is. You know, I heard the good words, or the words from the good member of the 32nd. They hit me hard because I live in that community. Where the plant was closed, hundreds of families were out of work, out of jobs, tax base crushed, the economy crumbled. Today, that community, my community, where I serve and live, where my wife teaches, we don't have any green new economy jobs. There aren't any retraining programs. You know what we have? We have high unemployment, 100% free and reduced lunches, poverty, 2 failed school levies in our schools and our children's.
The good member, you have 20 seconds if you can conclude.
A painful circle that I'm here trying to break. I agree. If green new jobs were in place, many things would be different here. But they're not internationally, they're not nationally, and they're not here locally. They are like they were years ago, a speculative promise. This cap and trade legislation should be voted down for the people in my community and yours, for working families. Thank you.
Your time is up. Thank you. Additional remarks. The good member from the